Hello, American Studies students. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're listening to this and studying and reviewing things that you might have missed. This is the first recording for the class. We have week 1, day 2, westward expansion. So the main things we're going to cover during today's lesson, Exodusters is the main thing, a little bit of the Chinese Exclusion Act, exclusion, and then there's a writing assignment. Your enrichment writings, you now have an opportunity that goes along with today's lesson. So Exodusters. Exodusters were African Americans who were newly freed that were leaving the South and going to Middle America. So the Mississippi River to mostly Kansas, Middle America. This was happening right after the Civil War. After African Americans were freed, they were no longer slaves. They were citizens, a part of the United States. They were wanting to leave the South and looked for new opportunities now that they were free. The reason why it's called Exodusters is from the book of the Bible named Exodus, which a group of freed slaves from Egypt leave and try to find the promised land with Moses in the Bible. So it's named after this great migration in the Bible because this is a great migration of African Americans, these newly freed men and women that were slaves, leaving the South and going to find new opportunities in the middle of America, like Kansas. Here's a picture that hopefully shows a little bit better of where they're going from and to. There's also another migration, the Great Migration, which we'll talk about in week 3. But today we're going to be talking about this time period in the Gilded Age when they go from this southern states, this green part of the country, to the middle part of the country. So Kansas, Oklahoma, this middle part of the country is where they're migrating to. One of the reasons why a lot of people felt they could make this choice, they could leave the South, have the opportunity to pick up everything they have, take their family, and go somewhere new, was the Homestead Act. This was created during the Civil War in 1862. And it allowed American adult citizens to leave and come to the middle of America and get 160 acres. All they had to do for a free 160 acres was improve the land. So they either had to build buildings, cultivate the land, grow crops, make the land better. A major reason why this Homestead Act was available to people is you have a lot of growth in the East, in the South, and then you have a lot of people moving westward for the gold rush, etc. But the middle of America really got left over. This part of America really was left out in this movement. So you have a bunch of people here in these major cities east, you have the South, and then you have people coming to the West for the gold rush. But this middle part of the country is really underpopulated. It's still today one of the least populated parts of the country. So they wanted to encourage people to develop this area, so they gave away 160 acres of land. All you had to do was cultivate it, make it better, improve it, and you also had to not fight against the U.S. You couldn't bear arms against the U.S. during the Civil War. So this was created during the Civil War. They couldn't give the land to people fighting against them, so you had to also be someone that wasn't fighting against the U.S. during the Civil War. So those were the two main requirements, but you got 160 acres if you fulfilled both of those. Another reason people decided to take up this opportunity, this Homestead Act opportunity, and migrate to the middle of America is because of sharecropping. Sharecropping was legal, but it was a new form of slavery for a lot of these freed African American slaves. So what would happen is you had a landowner, and he would rent out his land to workers that would work the land, grow crops, cultivate the land. And once those workers were done, they would sell the land and then pay rent to the landowner. But what would happen was the workers, the people working the land, would not make enough money to pay the rent. So they would end up being in debt to the landowners. So they were a slave to the debt that was created in these sharecropping situations. And so a lot of people felt like they weren't really free. They were still just working the land for someone else. They couldn't leave because they had this debt, and it was just another form of slavery. They weren't really free like they had hoped to be after the Civil War. Here's an image that I think does a good job at showing how not a lot had changed. You have one landowner standing of one race, and then African Americans standing in the back working the land, cotton, picking cotton, and they really weren't much of a transition from where they started as slaves to now. It wasn't as much freedom as the citizens around them. So they wanted this new opportunity to create a new community, a new sense of freedom, a new sense of citizenship in this middle of America. The Homestead Act offered 160 acres if they just went and improved the land. So a lot of people took this opportunity to try to start new after the Civil War. What you guys will do or need to do if you have not done already is go to Exodusters. There is an assignment that you will have to complete. You'll go through 11 different sources. You can just click, I have paper copies if you need as well. Click on the sources, go through. So for example, source number 1 is articles on Black Convention in Richmond. You read the article, then you go put the topic, so you say Black Convention in Richmond, and then a detailed summary, so 1 to 2, 3 sentences talking about what you read, what it was about, the main points of the source. You'll go through and do that for all 11, and then there's 7 questions that you should be able to answer after watching this video and reading the sources. Okay. So another part of the West and migration movement was the Chinese Exclusion Act. This was a law signed by President Chester Arthur on May 6, 1882. It prohibited all Asian laborers from immigrating to the U.S. This was the first act that made it so you could not immigrate to the U.S. based on your ethnicity or nationality. So because they were Chinese, they could not immigrate here. It was not for any other reason than they were Chinese. The reason why this act was signed is because you had a great deal of Chinese laborers coming to the U.S., immigrating to the U.S. in order to work on the Transcontinental Railroad. Once the Transcontinental Railroad was complete, can you guess what happened? They did not need these laborers anymore. The work was done, but these Chinese laborers were still in the United States. So once the railroad was over, they had to find new jobs. A lot of people worked in laundry, a whole host of jobs, but a lot of other people that were not Chinese felt they were coming and taking the jobs, and this hate started to fester in the United States against these Chinese laborers. Here is an example of a town meeting to discuss this Chinese problem. It says, Chinese, no, no, no. Come to the 10th and A Street at 7:30 Monday evening and express your opinion on the Chinese question. Shall we have Chinese? No, no, no. This is marked July 23rd, 1892, and it's saying, come and meet as a community, as a town, and let's talk about this Chinese problem and talk about what we're going to do to get rid of them, get them out of our town, because we don't want them here. So you can imagine the kind of discrimination that existed when these types of meetings were being held, and the type of outcomes that could come about with the hatred against these Chinese immigrants. You had muckrakers writing, drawing about this discrimination that started to take place. Here is an example of Thomas Nash and his artwork depicting the discrimination against the Chinese and this horrible situation that started to come about during the Gilded Age. This was published in Harper Weekly in 1871, talking about the Chinese question, and he was defending Chinese immigrants against this discrimination and prejudice. In the picture, you have a Chinese immigrant sitting on the floor with his hand to his head. Lady America, this feminine symbol of the United States, defending this Chinese immigrant from a mob coming after him. Behind the lady and the immigrant, you have all these words, the Chinese question, and then underneath all these discriminatory prejudice words like barbarian, for example, is one of the words on there. So he's trying to shed light on the hatred that was forming against someone solely because they're Chinese. And he was a muckraker doing this, which we will talk about muckrakers, how they use cartoons in order to shed light on the dark side of America history. Okay, so what you need to do for this, it's now part of the enrichment alternative list, so an enrichment assignment that you need to complete one of. So you do not have to do this, but it is your choice whether to or not. What you'll have to do is read the background knowledge and then answer 4 questions. It just goes over what the Chinese Exclusion Act was, why it formed, and some of the outcomes as well. So read that and answer 4 questions. Then you will pick one of the events that occurred due to this Chinese Exclusion Act and the hatred that formed. You'll pick one of them. It talks about their houses being burned down, some people were murdered, others were injured, and you'll pick one, give the date, background info, what the events were, and then result of the event as well. So pick one of those, and then you will pick one of these options to write about. So either you'll take the perspective on of a Chinese immigrant, so act like you're a Chinese immigrant in your writing, and then you'll pick one of these that you read about to help you write around 3 sentences from the perspective of a Chinese immigrant at this time. Or you can choose to compare the immigration views of the Gilded Age with the immigration views today. Differences, the similarities, how Chinese immigrants or immigrants in general are perceived, the idea of they're stealing our jobs, whatever your comparison you want to make be, you have to pick one of those to write about, and that will be your enrichment activity that you have to complete. All right, I hope this helped. I hope you come to me if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.